I found the coolest old newspaper. It's from 1927, and on the front page is an article about Licking Alone and a man named William Akers.
Mm-hmm.
Akers? Any relation to Park Ranger Jeff Akers?
When I asked, Jeff Akers said that it was just a huge unfortunate coincidence. According to the paper, William Akers was Mickey Malone's most trusted employee, his #1 go-to guy.
Where'd you find it?
You know how I always seem to wind up in houses with secret passageways?
Yes.
Sometimes I think they follow you around.
Well, I found these hidden stairs leading from the living room into the cellar.
What's down there?
That's what's weird. The stairs led down into this empty space. There's some kind of safe in the wall and a set of stairs leading to a door that goes outside, but that was it.
Why would Malone bother hiding a staircase if it didn't go somewhere important?
I think it leads to the speakeasy. Well, I know it does, but that's a secret entrance you'll find out later on in the game.
Hey, newsflash.
Spoiler.
I think I know why somebody wants to scare Sally off her property, and it has nothing to do with birds, parks, or artifacts.
So what does it have to do with?
Gold, as in 600 pounds of gold bullion.
Come on, Nancy, tell us everything. Gold is one of my favorite subjects.
Well, I found William Akers' journal, who, it turns out, was our friendly park ranger's grandfather.
That's interesting. Not as interesting as 600 pounds of gold. Go on, Nancy.
Have you ever heard of the hole-in-the-floor gold heist?
I've heard of the hole-in-the-wall gang.
Well, according to Akers' journal, in 1931, somebody stole a shipment of gold bars in broad daylight by dropping them through a hole in the floor of a moving train.
Let me guess. The thieves were never caught, and the gold was never found.
You got it. According to Akers, Malone masterminded the whole thing, and he hid the gold right here on his Moon Lake property.
You think it's still there? It must be. Like you said, Nancy, that would explain why somebody wants Sally, and now you, out of there so bad.
I also found a map with the inscription, "The dogs will lead the way."
You found a treasure map? My gosh, Nancy. Secret passageways, buried treasure? You're like a magnet for that stuff. The dogs will lead the way to what?
According to the journal, Malone left Akers the map and said it would show him where the gold was, but all it has on it is that inscription and some landmarks.
What kind of landmarks?
The house, the shoreline, some rocks in the lake, the pump, the cemetery, and it's crisscrossed with lines like a grid.
A grid? Sounds like precise locations are involved.
They are, I'm sure.
Malone's girlfriend, Vivian, said that Malone hired an artist to do paintings of his dogs right around the time he was bragging about creating a map that would lead to his goal.
Have you seen the paintings?
They're not in the house, so either they're in the speakeasy, which I still haven't gotten into, or they're long gone.
Keep looking for them, Nan. If they were done at the same time as that map, they could contain some kind of clue.
Bye, you guys.
I'm pretty sure they do contain a clue. Sally is 1, 2, 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 8, 9. 9, 9, 9. There we go. Good computer.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
Well, I haven't talked to her at all this game, have I?
Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, if you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling-type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
Nope, they're dormice. We saw them.
That Emily Griffin is quite a
They're not
character.
scary.
How well do you know her?
I feel like I've known her all my life. She's so open and friendly. She likes to make it sound as if Moon Lake used to be a major hangout for criminals and degenerates, which isn't really true and irks some people around here no end. But I figure she's just trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I have some bad news. I had your well water tested, and according to the health department, it contains a very high level of arsenic.
Arsenic? Somebody poisoned my well?
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. The health department is running more tests. When you bought the house, did anyone mention a problem with the well?
No. And it doesn't matter. I love that house, and I am going to live in it. If that well's bad, I'll just dig another one. At least I will when I know for sure why bad things keep happening there. You are going to figure that out, right, Nancy?
You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you.
Aww.
Were you ever told
She
that Mickey
trusts
Malone
Nancy to
supposedly
solve the
buried a small
mystery.
fortune in gold bullion somewhere on your property and that it has yet to be found?
Is this a joke?
Malone
No.
supposedly stole a bunch of gold bars off a train and buried them at Moon Lake. You never heard about that?
No. Could it be true?
Yeah.
It could be, yes. But even if it is a rumor, it seems kind of odd that no one around here ever mentioned it to you.
How did you hear about it?
I found the journal of a man named William Akers in a safe in your cellar. He was one of Malone's closest associates. Ever hear of him?
Never.
Did you ever go down to the cellar in your house?
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming Super Ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the Parks Department. Me, I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind us asking questions all the time.
Where'd all that stuff in your tool shed come from?
Yeah.
It's just junk left behind by previous owners. Came with the house. I've been meaning to take inventory and start pitching stuff, but I didn't. If they ever make procrastination a crime, I'm done for.
Fanfiction challenge of the day. Write a fanfiction about the previous owners of the house who own the stuff in the shed, like Professor Hotchkiss.
Are you aware that you're the proud
Talk
owner
about
of your
Professor
very own
Hotchkiss
cemetery?
owning this
Yeah.
house.
When the realtor told me there was a cemetery on the property, I went, ugh. But when I saw how far from the house it was and how small it was, I decided I could live with it, as it were.
Live with it.
So you didn't go out there much?
Cemetery.
No.
Cemetery, I must have meant. Ah!
In the paperwork that you had to wade through when you bought this property, do you recall ever coming across the name Vivian Whitmore?
No, I sure don't. Who's
Yeah.
she?
A close friend of Mickey Malone's, or so it would seem.
Her name wasn't anywhere on the deeds. I know that.
Oh,
Talk to you later.
well, we've talked with her. Let's call Vivian. 7-7-0-2-5-5-5-9137. Vivian, you still alive? How's Eustacia?
Hello?
Hi, Vivian. It's Nancy Drew.
More questions?
I'm afraid so.
It's Nancy. Eustacia says hi. Go on, dear.
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I've stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that. The only one I liked was, what was his name?
Iggy.
Iggy! I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
Are there any other tricks to getting into the speakeasy that I should know about?
I suppose it's only fair to warn you about the tunnels, and the doors, and the dead end.
Whoa.
Tunnels? You mean there's more than one way to get to the speakeasy from the cemetery?
Nifty had his men dig a bunch of tunnels between the speakeasy and the cemetery with hidden doors that opened when other doors closed, and lots of dead ends, so that if the speakeasy was ever raided, his guests could hide from the police. I was always terrified of getting lost, but you're a plucky girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's been fun talking to you.
Absolutely.
And now for the Hardy Boys. 4865? 4865. Hey Hardys, how's it going?
Hello?
Hey, Joe. It's Nancy.
Nancy, how's it going? No, wait, don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other phone and take it outside. Frank's washing the car. He'll kill me if he misses anything. Here, wait a sec. Take a break, it's Nancy. Hang on. He's putting the hose down. He's drying his hands. He's walking over. Nancy, hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands. Or should we say, on your paws.
They told you about the dogs?
We made them tell us everything. Pumped them dry. As you may have guessed, we're not exactly rolling in detective work here.
So you're living vicariously through me.
It's not the first time, sad to say. What conclusions have you reached so far, Detective?
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching to see who owns and or trains dogs around here.
Good plan. But don't forget, a really smart perpetrator is going to make it look like he or she has no connection to dogs whatsoever. But then a really, really smart perp might have dogs all over the place and not bother to hide it, because he or she would figure you'd never suspect anyone so obvious.
Okay.
That birdwatcher doesn't have a dog. And when I met him for the first time, he seemed awfully eager to make sure I knew the story about Malone and his dog.
Yeah.
Sounds like a suspect to me. Bess said something about a good-looking park ranger?
Good looking.